Well, I'm going to tell you the story of how God moved me to Modesto, California. So I was working in Sacramento. I was working in the political arena. That was my career. But I really wanted to get into pharmaceutical sales. That was my dream. So when I left that career and when I resigned, I was just in shock and just filled with fear. I'd only been walking with the Lord 3 years. To have something like this just completely alter my life out of nowhere was very frightening to me. And I was 32, I was single, and I drive home and I go and get my mail and I'm crying. And in that package of mail was a postcard that invited me to come to a Christian career building seminar in 2 weeks in San Francisco. So I went and I prayed and I just asked God not to let me miss what the reason was I was there for. And I ended my prayer, opened my eyes, and the speaker changed subjects. And with the new subject, he decided to use pharmaceutical sales, just off the top of his hat. And he said, I hope I'm not stepping on anyone's toes. Well, in a room of 450-ish people, I heard a chuckle way on the other side of the room. Someone in that room was a pharmaceutical salesperson. So I went up to this small group of people and I kind of intruded on them and I said, do you by any chance know who the person was that chuckled when he mentioned pharmaceutical sales? And they said, I think it's that person standing over there. It turned out it was him. His name was Mike. And he said, I don't believe it's any accident that you and I have met. And I'm like, duh, if you only knew. He gave me his name and his phone number. And he said, if you need any guidance, have any more questions, give me a call. The next day, the regional manager of pharmaceutical called me and asked me to come and interview. He offered me the job, and guess where the territory was? Modesto. So the first thing I thought was, oh my gosh, I've got to get a hold of Mike. So I dash home. I start dialing his number. I dialed him all day till probably 11 at night. It was late. And God was telling me, you are to listen to me. You are to let me guide you. You are to give up with this desperate need to talk to Mike. Talk to me. And I still did not want to live in Modesto. I couldn't imagine that at 32 I'm ever going to marry, fall in love, have a family in Modesto, California. But at that point, I surrendered. More than anything else, I wanted to be in the center of God's will. And that meant even if it meant I'd be single the rest of my life and never experience love and marriage, if someone is facing a really hard decision in their life, especially if they don't want to do what is being suggested or they're being invited into, boy, you need to pray. You've got to pray. But you've got to first relinquish your will. You have to be at that place where you really do know God's plan is better than any plan you could come up with. So ask Him, tell Him you're going to surrender to His plan and mean it. And then I think you will see the direction unfold. It will be in harmony with Scripture. It will be in harmony with the wise counselors that you hopefully have in your life. And it will be validated by God Himself as you pray. And so I surrendered. And wow, I learned so much from that. I learned that obedience always brings blessing. The result of obeying God will always be that you will deepen your relationship with your Lord. Obey. It always brings blessing.